So let's go ahead and transition into our first quarter awards. Obviously, we can't really do quarters anymore because there are no longer 16 games, but we're 5 games through the season, so we're gonna go ahead and give our first 5 game awards. I guess if you want to call it that. Jake, do you want to start?
Yeah, I can start. Do we just want to do you want me to give all five of my awards or all six, I guess?
You can give all
Uh,
five and then
yeah.
hit on each five of them.
Okay. So, I'll start. My MVP so far this season, Josh Allen. Now, Josh Allen is not top 5 if my research is correct. He's not top 5 in either of the two major categories. However, after this past Sunday's matchup and win over the Chiefs, and his team winning right now, I think it's hard to argue against Josh Allen being MVP so far this season. Offensive Player of the Year, got to go to with Derrick Henry, leading both major rushing categories right now with 640 rushing yards. That is 117 more than second place Nick Chubb. And then he's got 7 rushing touchdowns, which is 2 more than a bunch of people tied for second place. So Derrick Henry, I expect him to go Offensive Player of the Year again this year. Defensive Player of the Year, I got to go with Trevon Diggs. It's hard to argue it. He's got a pick in every game. He's got, I believe it's 10 pass deflections so far this year. The man is playing very well, having a great bounce back season, a great second season in the league. 18 total tackles and 6 interceptions, 100 yards, 1 touchdown on those interceptions. It's a no brainer for me. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jamar Chase. He is running away with that already for me. He's tied for second in receiving touchdowns with 5. Let me pull up the yards real quick, and he's got 456 yards with 23 receptions and only one dropped pass. He averages 19.8 yards. It's hard to go against him for offensive rookie of the year, and then defensive rookie of the year. I feel like this is something not a lot of people are gonna agree on, but I like this pick if I can bring it up. I like this pick with Asante Samuel Jr. for the Chargers. 13 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 5 pass deflections. Um, he seems to be holding down that Charger secondary in just his rookie year. So that's all I've got. Colby, how about you go next?
Alrighty. So for my MVP, I got Lamar Jackson. It's just from what he's doing from this year to his 2019 MVP year, it's basically identical. He has in his 2019 year, he had 1,100 yards passing in just through 4 games. So just through these like first quarter of the year. Lamar this year has 1,007, had 77 rushing yards. Lamar in the 2019 year had 238. He has two. He had 279 through the first 4 games. The touchdowns aren't there, but the winning that in the first 4 games, Lamar only won 2 out of those games and went 2-2. And it seems like in this year he's putting everything together and ending up winning the games that he needs to be. Um, for offensive player of the year, got Cooper Cup. He looks like a compared to his 2019 year with Jared Goff, he's already almost halfway there to his yards with 523, and is second behind Mike Williams this year with 5 touchdowns. Um, for DPOY, it's hard not to pick Diggs, but Miles Garrett, other than the game that he had against the Bears where he had 4.5 sacks, he's still the game record that he always is. Offensive rookie there has to be Jamar Chase. And then for defensive rookie of the year, I chose Micah Parsons. Just the way that defense has completely flipped just from him. Not saying it's all just him, but the versatility of Micah Parsons, him lining up down as a edge rusher, but also being able to be an off-ball linebacker, and it's just completely changed that defense, and it's scary now.
Yeah, I like all of those picks, especially that Cooper Kupp one. So I'll go ahead and give you mine. For the MVP through the first 5 games, I've got Kyler Murray. He's got 1,512 passing yards. That's 6th in the league. He's averaging 9.2 yards per attempt. It's tied with second with Matthew Stafford. Efficiency. I'm a big efficiency guy. What are you doing in the plays that aren't resulting in touchdowns? And Kyler he's strung together some great drives. He's got 10 touchdowns and 4 picks. 10 passing touchdowns. The stats for touchdowns aren't necessarily there, but they translate to. I mean, they're undefeated. It's hard to argue with Kyler being the MVP at least through 5 weeks this year. He's got 21 completions for 20 or more yards, which is 5th in the league. 124 completions on 165 attempts. He's 6th in the league in passing yards, and he's 20th in the league in attempts. That's efficiency right there, gentlemen. He's also rushed for 3 touchdowns. He's my pick. For Offensive Player of the Year, I've got Mike Williams. Colby, you mentioned him a little bit earlier. 471 yards. That's 5th in the league. 6 receiving touchdowns. 22 first downs, which is tied for 5th with Cooper Kupp. 31 receptions, which is tied for 6th. So 22 of his 31 receptions have been for a first down. Like I said, efficiency. Now, for Defensive Player of the Year, it's hard to argue with Diggs. But for the sake of the podcast, I'm going to go with Roquan Smith. He's got 29 solo tackles, which is tied for 2nd in the league. He's got 2 sacks and 1 pick. I loved Roquan coming out of the draft. I was praying to the football gods that the Rams would pick him up, and then he went to Chicago, which has turned out great.
Bear
for
down,
Chicago.
baby, bear down.
Yeah, I wish he was a Ram.
I think everybody wishes they had somebody like Roquan Smith on their team right now.
I could easily see him ending like in 8 years being a Bobby Wagner type essence on the field. If I don't want to say he's already to that point, but he's taking the strides to be an All-Pro middle linebacker for years to come. For Offensive Rookie of the Year, I've got Jamar. The man, he's been tearing up the league. He's got 7 receptions for 20 yards or more, which is tied for 4th. He's got 4 receptions for 40 yards or more, which is the most in the league. He's got 16 first downs, so he's making that offense versatile. He's going down the field rather than horizontally, which will greatly help Joe Burrow. Trying to extend plays. We've seen. Well, shoot, we saw what they could do at LSU together, and now we're seeing pretty much the same thing in the NFL. Obviously, not the same stats, but it's kind of hard to put up those numbers against NFL defenses. For the Defensive Rookie of the Year, I've got Patrick Surtain. He has 1 pick, but he's looked like he can develop into a true number 1 corner. He's been relatively shut down. I don't know, all the stats, but to me, when watching that Broncos secondary, Surtain pops off the field, and that's really all you can ask for starting a rookie corner. Corner's the toughest position in the game. You have to be chasing basically these dudes who basically get a head start on you if you're in press coverage. He's got 3 pass deflections. He's my pick for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think he can. I think he's going to continue to shut down wide receivers for the rest of the year, and I think he has a legitimate shot at winning the Defensive Rookie of the Year award.
Yeah, no, Patrick Surtain against the Steelers made multiple pass breakups. You can like you were saying, like whenever you watch the Broncos like secondary, him and Justin Simmons both pop out making plays.